Before I start the video, I want to give a big shout out to my Patreon supporters, and also, episodes are posted Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Consider supporting by commenting, liking, and sharing. Thanks for watching. What's going on, everybody? It's me, DisBearity here, and I'm going to give you guys top 5 upcoming strategies coming out in 2022. Now, as you guys know, I'm a big strategy guy and a big RPG fan, and I'm just really excited to give y'all this list of my most anticipated strategy games of this year. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. At number 5. So what we have here is Frostpunk 2. So I recently been playing and been really addicted to the first Frostpunk, and as much challenging as that game is, I love it to death because it just makes me really sit down and think on what to do and how to make the hard choices strategies. Sometimes it's like, what if this is a possible scenario in real life that you have to deal with? And so just going through it is just amazing to me, honestly. I recently myself beaten the main campaign of the first game, and after 8 campaigns of playing Frostpunk 1, I finally beat it. I mean, after 8. And so, looking up forward to the second game here is going to be freaking insane. And I'm talking insane. So, within the second one, they're changing looks like they're changing the formula a little bit. Like, the next game, I mean, it's going to be called Frostpunk 2, but now it's going to be Diesel Punk in a sense. So, everybody's going to be running on diesel-based products or fueling and stuff, which is going to be really interesting for the gameplay here. And I'm, like, really excited on what they're going to do. And currently myself, I'm actually playing the other campaigns in Frostpunk right now, just waiting and practicing for the sequel here. And I cannot wait to see this game pop open into my library where I can just sit down and play for hours and hours, and then hopefully lose some and win some, you know. So for you guys that don't know, Frostpunk is a city builder that has many trials and tribulations that you have to overcome, and I believe that a lot of you guys may honestly enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it myself when the sequel comes out, and I just cannot wait. I'm a person that's a sucker for city builders, great challenges. Now on to the next one, at number 4. So this next one here, this one is actually kind of special to me, because I didn't even watch the series until last year, because I didn't even know what the heck it was. This is Starship Troopers. So with Starship Troopers, after watching the movies, the lore, everything in that series is just freaking amazing. As silly as it was, it made a lot of sense, and I'm just like, wow, this is just great. I mean, who would not love to watch Starship Troopers? I was like, you know, I wonder if they can make an RTS game or a strategy game. You know, I always say this about any game, like any game series or a movie series that's good, that they can probably do like an RTS or a strategy game series, they should definitely do it. And so, which they are. So, and within the next 2 months, from when this video drops here, we're going to have it. Starship Troopers Terran Command is a thrilling real-time strategy game that's set in Starship Troopers movie universe. You know, take command of the mobile infantry, do your part of the war against the arachnid threat, and ensure human civilization, not insect, dominates the galaxy, and now always. So it's great that you're able to finally dive yourself into this universe here, and it's just great. Like, looking at the gameplay here, as you guys can see, they really captured the Starship Troopers moments, and it just feels wonderful. I hope that later on in the addition of the game, they add in some type of multiplayer function, and if they can do that later on as a update or something like that, that would actually be really nice. But it's really cool that they're focusing on a single player experience, which is great. And I'm okay with that. You know, you don't have to have multiplayer in every single strategy game. But as long as the single player experience is grand and great, then Starship Troopers Terran Command has nothing to worry about. And I hope that this game sells well enough it can be granted a sequel. More Starship Trooper games can come. Now on to number 3. Now this one here, this one I recently played last year during the Steam Next Fest, which is called Project Haven. So Project Haven is a squad tactics game set on the mean streets of Earth's last city. Lead the Steel Dragons, a mismatched mercenary on high-risk missions, invest in equipment, and stay ahead of the game one bullet at a time. So you can play the game solo or co-op, plus there will be procedural skirmishes for 1 to 4 players. So with this said here, the game honestly to me personally looks pretty cool, pretty excellent. It's a lot similar to the way how like XCOM-ish games or XCOM, well, I guess you call it the XCOM genre, have been evolving and it's been turning things over, you know, which has been pretty cool to see like different games or indie games changing or evolving the XCOM genre or formula. Now, what you see here is the gameplay, of course, and with the gameplay here, it does still seem a little bit rough behind the edges, but with a little bit of fine tuning and before release, this game here, I believe this will be an awesome experience that everybody can enjoy it. I just hope that they focus more on the single player aspect and have the multiplayer as a secondary thing that they can focus on later on, and with improvements in polishing. But the one thing that really catches my eye is with the multiplayer, though, because with XCOM, I always wanted that 2v2 experience. It's usually just been 1 versus 1, and I like playing with co-op with a friend or two, because it just spices the game up. So I hope that Project Heaven will be an excellent choice for anybody to pick up, of course, including myself, because it's like number 8 on my wish list. So I'm ready for it, honestly. Now with Steam Next Fest around the corner, I hope that Project Haven comes back and we get to see what kind of new updates that they put into the game, and let's see on how it performs. And if it performs well, then when release happens, I believe the game will be a successful one at that. Now let's go on to the next one, you guys. At number 2, with this next one here, we have the third entry in the Company of Heroes series, which is, of course, Company of Heroes 3. So in this one here, the description of it is it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Company of Heroes 3 combines heart-pounding combat with deeper strategic choices in a stunning Mediterranean theater of war. In Company of Heroes 3, every battle tells a story. What's yours? So, with Company of Heroes 3, I cannot wait for this game to be released because I've always been a Company of Heroes fan. Now, I was never the best person in terms of multiplayer gameplay. I did enjoy the strategic ways that this game has to put your mind through, basically. So as you guys know, Company of Heroes 1, started it all. It defined what we knew of what an RTS or strategy game is. Company of Heroes 2 built upon that. In some areas it improved, other areas it kind of lacked, and now within this third entry they're spouting it's going to be bigger and better. I hope that performance wise of Company of Heroes 3 is going to be a bit better than Company of Heroes 2. Company of Heroes 2 felt like that it was overtaxing your system in some cases, and so I hope that number 3 is going to be more optimized. I guess that's the better word, or the better term for it. So as they said, this game takes place on the Mediterranean front, so which means is that factions that I can see them coming out with is most likely, of course, USA, Italians, of course, Germans, British. I want to also in questions as well, but I think the way how they could be doing it is that they can each have the 4 main factions within maybe 2 to 3 sub factions that you could choose from within the main ones here. And if they can go that route, I think that will really spice the game up, at least give each faction their own uniqueness. And I feel like Company of Heroes 3 is just going to be a grand scale of a game if done correctly. But I do have a lot of faith in them that they can really spruce it up a little bit. Now on to the final game on this list. Just want to say before we hit up the last one here, if you guys so far have been enjoying this video, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. That will be very much appreciated, and thank you for your support. And finally, at number 1, now this is the one that we all have been waiting for. That is Total War Warhammer 3. Man, I've had a long history with Total War since the dawn of time. Okay, really since Rome Total War 1. Okay, so I've been a fan for a really long time, up until Rome 2 Total War, which that game there has put a really bad taste in my mouth, and I literally left the Total War scene right after that game. I didn't even know Attila came out at the time, past that. And so moving forward, out of the blue, one of my good friends was like, DisBearity, have you checked out Total War Warhammer? I was like, what's Warhammer Total War? And the thing with Warhammer is that I always knew what Warhammer was, but I didn't really get into it like that, especially with the lore and stuff. And so once I played Total War Warhammer 1, that made me really get into the Warhammer universe. Honestly, I wasn't expecting me to get back into Total War and get this addicted to a game series again. Once getting into Total Warhammer, or just Warhammer in general, I started reading up the lore and started getting more fascinated with the factions, the civilizations, just everything within it. Archeon destroying the world, or just the daemons and stuff in general. And I'm just like, wow, this is some crazy batshit stuff here that's going on. And so, bought all the DLC. I basically really got back to my good graces, and I just fell in love with it. And so then, bought all the DLC, got into Warhammer 2 when that released, and that even furthered my expectations for Total War. Like, I'm like, damn, is this the future? Like, I just can't wait. You know, again, got all the DLC. I played a lot of High Elves. I played a lot of the Tomb Kings. Just played a good amount of like, just everything was so perfect. You know, and I always knew that this was going to be a trilogy. And with that said here, you know, Total Warhammer 3 is literally right around the corner. So this video will be released, of course, 2 days before Total Warhammer comes through. And let's just say they're once again making my expectations like better, I guess you could say. I don't know I can't put it into words. And so with Total Warhammer 3 coming out, the cataclysmic conclusion in the Warhammer trilogy is coming. Rally your forces and step into the realm of chaos, a dimension of mind-bending horror where the very fate of the world will be decided. Will you conquer your daemons or command them? So this game is going to be having a lot of changes to it, especially to like some mechanics and stuff, which is really going to be really cool. We'll be able to go to the daemon territory through certain spells, which can finally block arrows like in midair, which is unprecedented, honestly. I found that to be really, really cool. They're going to believe they're having a domination mode now put into the game, with also 8-player multiplayer, and at the same time it will be simultaneous. You can have it to be simultaneous where you, your friends, or whoever you play with will be moving at the same time. So this is going to be the biggest Total War release to date, and I'm all for it. Like, I'm super excited here, and I hope that you guys can enjoy the game and play it and just have a good time with it. Honestly, CA has done a lot of good to the tour so far, so hopefully we can see some definite improvement to the formula in the next iteration. Now, I really hope that they continue with the fantasy setting and make more games through Warhammer. It'll be nice if that's possible. Now, I really kind of hope that they bring in Arabi and some other small factions like hatchlings and stuff too. But if they can't, you know, I'll be cool with it. I won't be too mad, but man, they got to bring back with these race packs. But until then, we'll see you on the 17th for Total Warhammer 3. We'll check this out, and I'll let you guys know, and y'all can follow the video here. Y'all can follow a video to the playthrough when it drops. So thank you guys for coming on through and watching this video. If y'all really enjoyed this video, please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe. That will definitely really help and support me, and I'll let you guys had a good time enjoying this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, if you can kindly like, favorite, and subscribe, that would be appreciated, and thank you for watching. Can't wait to see you guys within the next one. Peace out. Have a good day, y'all. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.